Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whenever you happen to be watching this week's video, we gonna close out June with some technology. What? Technology? Y'all, I ain't a technology guru. Anybody that know it, know I gotta help and call my IT guy. Shout out to Rebnetic Inc. Appreciate you, Rebnetic Enterprises. I appreciate you. Um, and my good old business BFF from Harper Business Solutions, Miranda Harper Penn. That is who I call when I need some tech stuff and I don't know what the freak I'm doing. Besides going on Mr. Google and figuring out what's going on and figuring out what's happening. And of course, good old Chat GPT give me some ideas to start with and go play and figure some stuff out. So I will tell you, I am not the tech genius, but once I find something I like and I can leverage and it's doable for somebody like me who is not a self-proclaimed tech savvy person, I will tell you, there are tools out here to help you get it. Because back in the day, I would have a spreadsheet and all these notes and stuff like that, and I have my system as to how I can get on top of the source documentation. Y'all know I'm a former auditor. I got to get back to the source documentation to come up with the dollar amounts, but I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna walk you through some software that exists out here. We got about 9 of them, right, that you can check out yourself. We'll be sure to list them. We are not promoting anybody. I'll tell you who I have used. I will tell you who I've never used. I will tell you, test it out and figure out what works for your lifestyle. I know a lot of people are walking around and doing everything on this good here, right here on their phone, right? Team Android versus Team Apple. We get it. But I want you to be able to maneuver and do things that work best for you and your lifestyle so that you can actually run a personal financial statement because you will need them to get lending. You will, if you go to get a loan or if you go to do stuff with your business, like I showed you last week with the SBA personal financial statement. It's a way for you to get your hands on something quickly, be able to assess it, be able to do, if nothing more, be able to figure out for yourself, right, what works best for you and yours, because that's going to make a big difference. When you try to make financial decisions, just like when you're trying to decide what type of company you should invest in, I will tell you the rule of thumb is you're going to need to look at a financial statement, right? And I've talked about financial statements are income statements, balance sheets, cash flow statement. You want to be able to forecast and budget. All of these things are crucial for you to know your financial position. And anybody who's ever done a Rich Dad Poor Dad course or book, I actually had one back in the day. And in it, one of the first steps was essentially stop digging and figure out where you are. And there was a worksheet in there that made you do a personal financial statement. If you're doing anybody's classes or workshops or anything, one of the first things they're going to do, especially in the area of personal finance, is make you identify your personal position, your personal financial position at that date, so then you can be able to plan accordingly. If you do not know your data, as Miss Harper Penn says, right? If you do not know your metrics, then how you gonna know where you're going, right? Because you gotta assess where you currently are to know where you're gonna go, or planning to go, or to even change the habits, right? So we want to use technology to the fullest, and I'm just gonna go through a brief overview of some of these resources so that we can get to it. All right. So let's share the screen. The first one is good old Mint. Y'all, I don't be team Intuit on everything, but I'm not gonna lie to you. For the longest time, Mint was bae. Mint was bae, y'all. You couldn't tell me nothing. Mint was linking to everything, doing whatever. I could do it. My husband had to log in. I had to log in. We could figure out what's going on. Figure out estimation on the property. Come on now. Mint was bae. Mint was bae. But the one thing that Mint could not do for me was actually run a report like in that financial statement presentation like y'all saw when I showed you last week. It couldn't run the report that way. Can I budget? Can it link to other things? Can I figure out like with Credit Karma and us? I could. Intuit by everybody. Intuit is a mammoth. Intuit do her thing. I'm not gonna be mad. Mint was bae, but she no longer is. Okay? All right. Next site. Empower. Some people may have known this in the past to be personal capital. I'm not too familiar with this, these people, but or this software or their financial tools. But it's always worth going to check out to see if they would work for you based off of how their dashboard is laid out and all the things that they add and the tools they give you. You need a budget. Let's look. You can do guilt-free spending, effortless saving. Everybody got their own thing. It obviously is paying, right? You got a free trial. Pay your bills, do all the things. It's $99 annually, $8.25 if you do the annual plan, or $14.99 a month, just for you to be able. Now, I'm not sure how the reports come out on here, or what the report feature is, but it may be something to consider. Quicken Personal Finance. Y'all, come on now. I'm going to take this one off. Honey, I'm always looking for ways to get discounts, y'all. Before there was Mint, there was Quicken. And I rocked with Quicken for a while too. And I could run reports on it. And I could do stuff to populate for stuff for the business back in the day. Or if I wanted to do real estate, and I do have some clients who use Quicken for their rental properties. Quicken had a whole bunch of different stuff before, but Quicken at one point in time was owned by Intuit, right? So it was Intuit Quicken, and they work together. So before there was Mint, there was Quicken. I have used this one. I have done reports with it back in the day. I do not know what it looks like now, but I'm not going to tell you I did not do it. I'm going to tell you I did. She was who I started with. Yes, indeedy. All right? And so they got different versions of Quicken to be used. Something to consider. And I will say, I have clients that do run the reports and use them to help give us source documents to support real estate and things of that nature. So something to consider. Tiller Money or Tiller HQ. I'm not familiar with them, but you see all these different it integrates with Google Sheets and Microsoft. If you're a spreadsheet person, this may help you be able to analyze. If you like, I'm not coming off and I'm not doing the app because I don't trust the people or whatever, Tiller could be something that you can use to leverage your current spreadsheets and make it work for you. All right. Same thing with Simple Planning. I know y'all, this look back in the day. I'm not gonna knock them. I'm not gonna knock them, but they got a lot of different resources that you could use. Looks like downloadable software. You can get a free demo. Test it before y'all do it, because y'all don't want y'all to be downloading no viruses and say, I told you to do so. I've never used this. This looks like some back in the day stuff, but it's easy to use Excel-based spreadsheets. And y'all see they got a whole plethora of things that you can do. Okay? Look at it, figure out if it works for you. Or just do a search in Google, or not Google. You could do Google or Excel and look for some templates. Under the templates, you might be able to pull something up. Not gonna knock it. PocketSmith. Now, Miss HBS herself, Harper Business Solutions herself, recommended this to me. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I actually do like this. It is a lot more intricate. It's almost, for me, a combination of Quicken and Mint concept, right? Because it can be very robust. Now, it was a learning curve. It was a learning curve for me, but it's a helpful tool. So this actually is what I'm using now. I'm not telling y'all, I didn't put no affiliate link or anything in here. I am not telling you go do this, but I'm telling you right now, this is who I'm on. This is who I'm liking. It was a good referral from my tech person who know what I need to do and how I need to do it. Pretty interface, but it does have a learning curve. See, we got budgets and reporting. I'm big for the reports. You got dashboards. You can forecast. It's some pretty dope stuff in it, but I will tell you, not everything syncs the way like Mint. And Mint would get knocked off. Why? Because it's Intuit, y'all. Intuit be doing their thing. They always got to update freaking something. But it is definitely something to consider. Definitely something to consider. I'm for it. I like PocketSmith. I'm not even using it to its fullest capacity. This is who I'm on. She is a good combination of Quicken married to meant, and that's what I've transitioned to in the last year. Now, every dollar, I'm not getting any kickbacks or anything like that, any incentive from Dave Ramsey. I didn't even realize Dave Ramsey had this, but it makes sense. For anybody who's gone through financial peace, done the envelope system, etc., why wouldn't he come up with his tools? That makes sense all day for Dave Ramsey, right? So I definitely, anybody who's done financial peace knows that having an envelope system, working in cash, doing budgets is a good thing, and they got a whole app for it. I'm not sure what the reports look like. You can do a budget, calculate your net worth, split transactions between items, all this kind of stuff. I'm not sure what it does. The whole goal is to get you to zero-based budgeting. So if you I don't get budgeting, right? And I would check out also the Budgetnista, because she may have some stuff as well. Tiffany, I always mess Tiffany name out. Her last name beginning with an A. I always mess up the sounding of it. But the Budgetnista, look her up and see what tools she has as well. Definitely recommend for budgeting and getting stuff straight. And then finally, Good Budget. Not very familiar with this. I know it's an app. So if you need anything and you're like, you know what, I'm kind of great with my spreadsheets, but I'm not 100% savvy with the budget just yet, then you got some options, okay? There are options for you, and I don't want you to be upset with those options that are available to you. You got options. And I want you to be aware that technology can be your friend. You can keep your old system, leverage it, do whatever you need to do. But on top of going and using the Adobe fill-in, you should be walking away with one of the biggest things is know your situation. Have a personal financial statement. If nothing more, that should be your biggest takeaway at the end of the month. Know your financial position. I'm looking forward to hearing from you all. Who did their personal financial statement this month? Who updated it? What does your numbers look like? Were you shocked to see what you had? Do you see that you have extra money to set aside for savings and investing that you didn't even pay attention to? Were you shocked at how much that it's summertime and you going out to get barbecue? Talk to me. Tell me what's going on. Tell me what you like. Tell me what you don't like. Keep me posted. And I truly, truly appreciate y'all. Until next month, what topic do y'all want us to talk about next? I just felt led to do this one, as this is a mid-year. You're trying to get your taxes in order, get all your financial stuff in order so that you can rock out the last half of the year, make Q3, the rest of Q2, Q3, and Q4 even better than what happened the first half of the year. And now you'll know your numbers and be able to plan and figure out if you need to go have a consultation. Make it work for you. Truly, 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 in this day and age, you gotta know what's going on with your stuff. So when you make them moves, they natural making moves. All right. Until next week, we appreciate y'all. Thank y'all. Peace.